certainly, you know, and I've said it already, and you've probably written it or heard it or broadcasted it already, that I think we played a little better and had a little more energy and a little more emotion about playing this game, and you can't play this game without that. You know, I told our team about the legacy of the home record here, which was one less. I think it was 19 losses over 24 years before Saturday, and you know that there's a lot of people have extended themselves dramatically on this field out here to win games over the years, and you know that's where we are striving to get back to. And of course, we started out with a pretty good team at home. You know, Duke, who was the Coastal champions last year in the ACC, played the best team in the nation and lost pretty badly. But you know, they set themselves up. And David Cutcliffe, I've mentioned before, great football coach, even better man, person, does a fabulous job. But we weren't able to get it done, and that's on all of us, coaches and players alike. We got to do better. We got to continue to grow. We got to continue to get better. We've got to find ways to move the football, take care of the football, stop drives, play defense, get turnovers. Our kicking game's really pretty good for the youth and inexperience really that we got in some of those areas. But we're doing a good job there, and hopefully we'll continue to get better there. Because I think it'll take that for us to compete with the rest of the schedule. And it starts Saturday with Abilene Christian, if anybody doesn't know. I guess they're 0-2 also, right? But I'm going to tell you what, they don't look like 0-2 on tape now. You know, they got big defensive linemen inside that can move. They got a couple of ends that are really, you know, experienced and good players. And they fly around on defense, and they make you work hard on defense to stop them. And I know they got one flanker that's a track guy that can really run, and we'll have to be guarded against his deep threat. And you know, there's a lot of things that you can't go to sleep at the switch against Abilene Christian. I can tell you, I think they lost by 6 Saturday to Northern Arizona, and they lost by 3 in the Georgia Dome over here against Georgia State in the opener. And very good, and I think it was their opener. But a very good football team, but well-coached football team. Yes, 1AA. What does that mean? That means that they probably got about 8 transfers, and they're doing it right. I think they're doing it right. So I'd say it'd be somewhere around 8 guys that got there, other than by the freshman recruiting process. And but that doesn't mean anything. But they're good people and they're good players, and they're lining up and getting after folks, and that's what it looks like to me. And a well-coached team lining up and getting after it, both sides of the ball and in the kicking game. And so that means what Troy has to do, what we have to do, is match that and exceed that to have a chance to win the game. Questions?
Coach, you mentioned that you saw improvement over the first game. What do you think? Which was offense, defense, special teams?
Well, I think across the board, energy, and investment in practice. Even though we didn't get to practice much because of 2 thunderstorms on Wednesday and Thursday, you know, we hunting a shed to get under somewhere, you know, and which, you know, at a lot of places they just walk right in a 100-yard facility and carry on, you know, which something is a dream. And everybody says, well, in the South you don't need one. In the South you need one more than anywhere in the country because of this time of year and what can happen. But yeah, I think across the board we got better. I think we worked harder in practice against each other when we got to practice. And we did some good mental work in walkthroughs and meetings across the week. But the thing that most impressed me was the fact that Duke was coming to town, and we tried to get ready to play and have a chance to win against Duke. And that took getting better, because the effort that we had in Birmingham was not good enough to beat anybody. and not that they intentionally didn't have effort, because I think we did, but you know, you have got to always get your heart ready for a fight when you get ready to play this game. You can't go in half cocked, and if you do, you're gonna get ejected. You're gonna get beat. And so I think we put more time into getting our heart ready for the fight, and if we'll continue to do that, we'll win some games.
Offense breaking in a couple of new quarterbacks, a couple of new pieces here and there, but they only managed to have one turnover through the first 2 games.
Yep.
How surprised have you been about that?
Well, a little bit surprised, really and truly. You know, you got to prepare yourself for whatever they give you, because you put them out there, you recruited them, I'm talking you as in me, you know, we. And but I've been proud of the fact that they're coached well. Sean Reagan does a good job coaching them. And, I mean, they got certain things they have to do, and it starts with making sure everybody's set and in the proper formation, if they got to bring a motion, whatever, those kind of things. And then it proceeds to pre-snap look, and then post-snap look, and delivery of the ball, or handing the ball off, carrying out a fake. All those things, carrying out a fake full speed. I thought the Duke quarterback did a great job carrying out fakes, and sometimes he didn't carry out a fake. He had the ball. So, you know, that's part of this offense is the deceptive, you know, eye candy of motions across the formation, and here goes the back, and you got it seated in his stomach, and you can either leave it there or pull it, and you know, you're blocking for the quarterback, you're blocking for the running back. So there's a lot of things, but I really I think we got better across the board, and the quarterbacks also improved. They're not quite there yet, but I think we can get there with these 2 guys, and maybe Dallas and still involved too, you know. Questions? Anybody else?
I know still no passing touchdowns, so is that a little bit of a concern? Trying to get the ball through the air, that part of the game established?
Well, yeah, you know, we gotta be able to score the football. You know, all the grass that you can consume out there without crossing the goal line is more or less, after the game's over, meaningless. And so, you know, but you know, moving the football and making big plays and generating where you don't have to get a first down here with one big play, a la 18 makes a big catch coming out of our end the other night. I thought Chandler had the ball, but I guess the ball was hit the ground on a deep ball. But I think we'll continue to get better there. But you're correct. You know, we got to score the ball from, especially when you get down there close in the red zone, the lanes that open up, and you can get the ball in there pretty quick, and guys, you know, running the proper route and getting in the seams and catching the football and scoring. Well, I'm happy for Trey Hall. I'm happy for us that Trey Hall's here. And was it his birthday or what? He is. He was pretty obvious. He had a chance to be one when we evaluated him, and after I met him and saw what kind of guy he is, you know, that made you pull for him a little bit, and he's done the rest with his ability. And you know, I do like Trey Hall and what he's done to this juncture.
Kari Franklin's been here for many years.
Right.
He's got a few snaps here and there, but seems to be more involved in offense. What has changed in his development that's allowed y'all to trust him a little bit more in that regard?
Well, you know, I think maturity as much as anything, you know, just growing up. You know, Kari almost left us. You know, he wasn't playing, as you mentioned, not playing a great deal, but always contributing, and he's a special teams guy. He's a guy that gets the most out of runs. He's hard to find when he runs the football because those big linemen are real tall, and he's not quite as big. But I just think he works hard to do the things that Jeff coaches him to do. I mean, you know, how to approach the quarterback, how to take the ball, how to read the scheme and cut back or bounce or whatever. I think he's got good vision, and he's been good for us. He's made some plays in some Western Kentucky last year. I mean, golly, what a big play! And some other times, and he made some really good runs in the game the other day. So we just got to keep him going and keep those other two going too, especially in the heat. When it's hot this time of year.
You mentioned it briefly, but the potential of overlooking a team like Abilene Christian is something you don't need to. Do you think the players on the team have a good grasp of why they should be overlooking this team?
I think we are mature enough maybe to see what we see and believe it, on tape. And, they've played 2 games. They've lost them both. They could have won both easily. I mean, not easily, but, they could have won. The score could have gone the other way for them, and they'd be 2-0. And I think with a little bit of coaching that we will understand when they look at that defensive front from an offensive perspective and they see those 4 guys that they're going to have to deal with, especially those 320 and 30 pounders inside that don't look like they move too. They don't just sit there. And I mentioned a couple of ends, and they fill in well behind them at linebacker and safety, and they're very physical. And we're gonna have to attack on a broad front. We can't just line up and hammer or line up and throw all the time. We gotta have a great mixture, and we gotta attack on a broad front, and to make them defend the whole field. And offensively, they got speed. They got big people on offense that are nasty, and they run the ball tough. They're under the center some with 2 backs, 1 back. They're gun, 2 backs, no backs. So, they got great mixture. So, I think our kids will see that this is a good football team and one that's already played one of our teams in our league and matched them step for step until the last play of the game.
And does that game help open their eyes a little bit, the fact that they did play?
Yeah.
It's not going to surprise anybody that they have this potential?
I would hope. I mean, you had to be a dummy not to realize that hey, these guys played a team that took us to the. I mean, we lucky to get out of there with a win too last year, and so I think the fact that they played Georgia State, somebody in our league, and we don't know much about Northern Arizona, but Georgia State we know a good bit about now, and we know how well coached Georgia State. Trent Miles is a heck of a football coach. They matched them step for step over there in the Dome.
After what happened in the USC-Stanford game Saturday, under what scenario might you try to get John Hartwell down to the sideline?
Shoot, I don't have to worry about John. He's down there anyhow. I can't comment on that. I tell you what, John Hartwell is an intense competitor, and he's on the sidelines, and I don't think I've heard him say anything ugly to a referee, but I know he's into the game, and of course he has other duties down there too with people and Troy people, but I don't know why that happened. I've got sort of sketchy information, so I can't really comment. But I know I wouldn't be texting unless it was an emergency of some kind other than that. I've had a penalty before for being in the white, but it was years ago when Leotis ran a punt back, and I was watching him, and we got a clip. Flag came out, and I stepped out in the white and started walking, and the referee that was playing deep on our side ran into me and hit me, and I turned around and I looked down on the ground. He was lying there, and he threw the flag and got me. So, but we work very hard. If you ever want to know the truth about the sideline, we spend a lot of time in practice. We spend a lot of time in meetings talking about where are you supposed to stand. And if you're one of those guys that we're dressing for because you're a good guy and you work hard and you practice, you need to be back there in the back corner somewhere. Try to get up high where you can see the field. But we try to make sure they understand the value of that too, because our coaches, I got 2 coaches that are gonna be in the white, and I'm on them all the time. And I personally stay out of the white, and most of our coaches do, and our players have gotten lots better. But if it's a rule, we should be adhering to the principles of what the officials have decided we're supposed to do. I don't care who comes to the sideline or who texts who. You know, we gotta comply.
Although you guys are 0-2 going through this week, made a lot of improvements in the due game. Would you say the team's more confident overall going through this Saturday?
Well, it's hard to say that we certainly aren't overconfident, but I think we are gaining some confidence with what we're doing, and with our depth people getting to play, and you know we played a lot of people, so I'm hoping that delivers to this group of football players some confidence.
Going through these little bumps and bruises in the tough non-conference schedule, so kind of good to get that out of the way because you know the Sun Belt's gonna be a beast as well.
Yeah, they are. The Sun Belt guys are looming out there. A lot of good football teams in our league, and we just happen to open with one of the best, in my opinion, maybe the best this year in Monroe. And so anyhow, there's plenty of ball to be played, you know, and this is a very tough non-conference. It's turned out to be as tough as we've ever had non-conference season. So, and it is all lined up early. You know, I would have liked to arrange them in a little different order if I'd have had the choice, but didn't, and we didn't, and so you know we got to deal with it. And I hope we come out with maybe come out of this game and the Georgia game and be fit, and with some confidence from the stretch of 4 games. Hopefully a win or two, and you know here we are.